that about the J6 people too, though, right? That's what they're going to say on the other side. That is weaponized also.
I'm not referring to that. I'm talking about the New York trial, and now the Democrats on our side there were some that were gleeful, calling it like now he's a convicted felon and those things, and now for our party we were talking about criminal justice, and we are now talking about second chances, and now all of a sudden now you're like, well, he's a convicted felon and all these things. And now clearly, again, both of those trials, the Hunter Biden one and the trial in New York for Trump, that was clearly those politically motivated, and those kinds of charges would have never been brought unless one side could realize that they could weaponize.
Get ready for a whirlwind story that's creating shockwaves across the political and entertainment spheres. Today we are spotlighting John Fetterman, the Democratic senator from Pennsylvania, renowned for his staunch advocacy on issues like justice, equality, and fair treatment. But this time, Fetterman isn't making headlines for his political stances. He's dominating the news cycle for securing a historic legal victory. Yes, you heard that correctly. Senator John Fetterman has won his lawsuit against The View and its producers, walking away with an astonishing $1.5 billion in damages. This lawsuit was no mere celebrity spat or political dispute. It was a defining moment in media accountability and the fight against misinformation. The legal battle, which began as a contentious dispute, has now set a precedent that could shape the future of broadcast journalism and the responsibility of high-profile television hosts. But how did we get to this monumental ruling? What led to this legal showdown that captivated audiences and legal analysts alike? What exactly was said on The View that provoked such a response from Fetterman? And more importantly, what does this mean for the future of media ethics, political discourse, and the power dynamics between public figures and the press? Buckle up as we take you through every twist and turn of this jaw-dropping legal saga. For those unfamiliar with the origins of this lawsuit, let's rewind to the day John Fetterman appeared on The View. The show, known for its outspoken hosts and vibrant political debates, often serves as a platform for passionate discussions. Fetterman was no stranger to controversy, often standing his ground on tough issues and advocating for working-class Americans. However, what was supposed to be a routine political discussion quickly escalated into a confrontation that would later become the foundation of this billion-dollar lawsuit. During the broadcast, host Sonny Hostin made remarks that Fetterman found not only offensive but legally actionable. While some initially dismissed it as heated political banter, Fetterman saw it differently. He viewed it as a deliberate attack on his character and credibility.
In a new Netflix documentary series about New York Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers, he said he's heartbroken about friends and family cutting him off for his controversial political views and conspiracy theories. And a lot of Americans can relate to this, especially after this last election. So, do you think it happens everywhere?
What I recall about him is when he was asked about the COVID-19 pandemic, during the height of the pandemic, when people had lost loved ones, when people's family members were missing from their Thanksgiving table, like my table, he said, "I'm immunized." And as it turns out, he was not. He had done his own research. He has his Google MD like I do. And I think he said he was allergic to something in the vaccine, but he had COVID and he was in a huddle with his teammates. And I think people felt like, wow, you don't care. You're not your brother's keeper.
This could really turn me against
a morality.
His legal team argued that the remarks constituted defamation, causing significant damage to his reputation, career, and public standing. And so the lawsuit was born. As the case progressed, it became clear that this wasn't just about personal grievances. The trial exposed deep flaws within media institutions and raised important questions about accountability. Should television hosts be allowed to say whatever they want without consequences? Should networks take greater responsibility for the words spoken on their platforms? These were the issues at the heart of this landmark case. The courtroom battle was nothing short of spectacular. Fetterman's legal team meticulously dismantled the defense, presenting compelling evidence that the statements made on The View had harmed his political career, personal life, and mental well-being. The defense, on the other hand, argued that the comments were protected under free speech laws. However, as the evidence piled up, it became increasingly clear that this was not just about opinion, it was about reckless misrepresentation. The jury deliberated for several days, weighing the magnitude of the case and its implications, and then the verdict was announced. Fetterman had won. The courtroom erupted in murmurs and gasps as the judge ruled in his favor, awarding him a staggering $1.5 $1.5 billion in damages. The sum wasn't just a payout, it was a statement that media platforms could no longer hide behind the guise of free speech to spread harmful narratives. Following the verdict, Fetterman addressed the media, standing tall as he declared victory, not just for himself, but for anyone who has ever been misrepresented by the media. His words carried weight, resonating with individuals who have witnessed the unchecked power of media giants. He called for a greater transparency, ethical journalism, and responsible reporting, urging the industry to take this case as a lesson. The fallout from this case has been monumental. The View has been forced to issue a public apology, and legal experts predict this ruling could set a precedent for future defamation cases. News networks and talk shows are now reevaluating their policies, taking a more cautious approach to on-air discussions. Some are even implementing stricter editorial oversight to avoid a similar fate. And what about Sonny Hostin? Reports suggest that she and her legal team are considering an appeal, but many believe the damage has already been done. The ruling has tarnished her credibility, sparking debates about whether talk show hosts should be held to the same standards as traditional journalists. The media world is now divided. Some see this as a win for truth and accountability, while others worry about the potential chilling effects on free speech. One thing is certain, though, this case has forever changed the landscape of political commentary and media responsibility. But what does this mean for the average viewer? This case isn't just about a senator and a talk show host. It's about the power of words, the responsibility of those in the public eye, and the importance of ethical journalism. Every day, millions consume news and opinions that shape their perceptions of reality. This lawsuit is a stark reminder that words have consequences and that those who wield influence must do so with integrity. So, what's next for John Fetterman? With his reputation restored and a $1.5 billion victory in his hands, many are speculating about his next move. Will he use this newfound momentum to push for legislative reforms and media accountability? Will he channel this energy into a potential presidential run? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, John Fetterman has made history. As we wrap up this story, we leave you with a final question. Was this ruling a triumph for justice, or does it raise concerns about the future of free speech? The debate is far from over, and as this conversation continues, we'll be here to bring you the latest updates. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more as we navigate the ever-evolving world of politics, media, and justice. See you in the next one.